turn our sights to Zimbabwe now, where there is outrage after the government grabbed a farm owned by Siphosami Malunga. The farm, which is located near the country's second capital city, Bulawayo, has been one of the most productive farms jointly run by Malunga's family and other partners. The move by the government has been criticized by opposition parties. Joining us to tell us more about this story is Siphosami Malunga. He's the director of OSISA. Good afternoon, sir, and thank you for joining us on the program this afternoon. Now, do you think the reason why your farm was taken is because of your critical views of Zimbabwe's government?
Thank you for having me, and thank you to your viewers as well. Just a point of correction. So the farm is owned by myself and two other partners.
Right.
I know that the press has reported it as being owned by my family. But it is owned by myself and two other partners. And the answer to your second question is absolutely yes. We have absolutely no doubt that the acquisition of this farm has nothing to do with the land reform program in Zimbabwe. We are very convinced that it is because of my views, because there is no reason to take a farm from three black owners in a program that ostensibly was meant to fix the imbalance of colonialism where the land was owned by white people. Why is the government of Zimbabwe taking land from three blacks in 2021?
So off the back of that assertion, are you of the view that the repossession of this farm is an act which is actually meant to punish you for speaking out against the ruling ZANU-PF?
Absolutely no doubt about this. No doubt. In fact, and we are engaging the government, and so we want to avoid, dealing with some of these issues here. We have engaged the government, and the government, we have put all the facts to the government. There are individuals. The problem of land in Zimbabwe is very complicated, right? So many of us have supported that land needs to be redistributed over time. But the way in which this has been done has been corrupt. It has involved a lot of abuse of office. It has involved a lot of personal accumulation by public officials or sometimes party officials. We've been getting a lot of calls from ex-combatants who fought the war in Nhlanhla and Zipra saying, what is going on? We don't understand this. Why would blacks be dispossessed of their land? And we also don't understand it. So we have no doubt, because we have it on record. We were informed by a senior official in government. I'm not going to name him at this point because we've made these representations to the government, and the government, we hope, is considering what we have said to them. A senior official in government told us, in fact, he had an interest in the farm, this official, and he told us that the government would take our farm because of my views. They believe I am planning to overthrow the government. They believe that I have a regime change agenda. They've said this so many times. But why then to punish me for having divergent views and critical views of the government? Why did our fathers go to war if it was not to have divergent views in our society?
Now, it's very interesting to note that, as outlined in my intro, this is a very productive farm. But let's get clarity here. So land belonging to indigenous Zimbabweans cannot be acquired under the land reform program, like you alluded to earlier. And this is also according to Section 72 of the country's constitution. So which law was used by the government to repossess the property that you own along with your partners?
Well, we were just told on Monday that the government gazetted our farm in December, and that they will be sending people from the Ministry of Lands to come and peg the farm. The farm is only 550 hectares, and it has 3 people there already. The government policy is that in my region, which is region 4, I believe, the farm size is in allocation should be at least 150, 250 hectares. So with 3 people, the farm is already oversubscribed. We are aware that they've pegged the farm and they want to put 13 people on the farm. And they want to also offer us 100 hectares. They want to leave 100 hectares for us, 3 of us, a productive farm. So basically the law is very clear. The law was meant to fix a historical imbalance in the ownership of land. Land in Zimbabwe was owned by the white people. And the land reform program was supposed to take land from white people and give it to black people. In our case, we on our own accord acquired this farm using our own resources. We were not given this farm by the government because we decided that, well, we work, we all have little resources. We managed to find a way of acquiring the farm. Now the government is taking it from us. No reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
We've given the ministry, we've given the officials all the documents that show how we acquired it. We acquired it on assurances that we could, and we did.
But at this point, what are your options? Are you going to challenge the farm grab in court? And what are the chances that you will actually win this case?
We are going to challenge it in court. This has happened before, but sometimes government at the highest level has intervened where it has seen that there's criminal abuse of office or there is corruption by some of its officials in the way in which this is being done. We have communicated to the government that it has been misinformed by some of its officials in this particular regard. We hope that indeed this is not the intention of the government to persecute me politically. We hope so. I don't know, I have my doubts, but I believe it because the officials told us that the farm would be taken from us because of my views and because of my position and my criticism of the government. But I'm not going to stop criticizing the government. I'm not going to stop criticizing anybody. I criticize the government. I criticize the opposition party. It is my right to criticize. I'm a social justice advocate and I fight for justice. And I've been vocal about so many things, including about the Kukuraundi victims. You know, the genocide that happened in my region. But that really doesn't matter because the president has said we can talk about Kukuraundi. He wants to fix Kukuraundi, so we are talking about it. But for me, the fundamental point is that if we are going to challenge it using every means possible, we've made our representations to the government. We hope that sanity is going to prevail. We hope that government is going to see this for what it is and reverse this decision. We will also use legal channels, and we hope that we will succeed in that regard. Whether or not the government will respect any decision that comes from the courts if we win is another story. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But we are not going to fold our arms. We are not. We definitely are not. I mean, we suffered. I mean, we were little children, but our fathers went and fought for this country, and we have a right, an absolute right, to enjoy the benefits of being Zimbabweans.
But Siphosami, very quickly, if you may, do you have any other facts to support these assertions that you're making, that you're being targeted, apart from this insider that you speak about?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I've been accused of attempting to overthrow the regime. You can look at government spokespersons, social media posts. You can look at government newspapers. They accuse me of being a regime change agent. They've run whole stories saying for years and years I've been criticizing the government. Oh, no, that's common cause. Every Zimbabwean knows this. You can ask any Zimbabweans, they'll tell you. Instinctively, when it happened, many Zimbabweans say, oh, we know why. I mean, there's no question about this. But my hope is that government at the highest level is going to intervene and say, no, we accept we accept divergent views. But I have no doubt that this is about me. We were told and the official that told us is at the very highest level. And then straight after that, what happened? The farm was taken. So go figure.
Well, you've heard it from the man himself, Siphosami Malunga, speaking about his experience about Zimbabwe's government apparently repossessing his partner as well as himself's land, saying that he has been a strong proponent, even criticizing the government at times and feels that he is being targeted.